pretty excited too, Vincent. This is going to be fun, especially jumping here on Icebox. It's Resonate versus Blahaj, and we're excited to jump in on this one.
Yeah, and I mean, again, like you talked about overtune, right? Like, well, that's to be determined at this point, but it certainly seems powerful. I watched a blind map where there was like lineups from the A site to the B site, and that blew my mind. Like you didn't even have to be anywhere close, and you could deny like 30 seconds of the defuse without even seeing anything. But that being said, enough of our shenanigans with regard to the picks and what we think about the Viper changes. We actually have yet to see a Viper here. Again, a bit of a surprise considering that Icebox was a good map for Viper before the changes, and surely is even better now afterwards. But we are seeing the locks come down, and what is a bit of a traditional composition here for Icebox on the attack for the Blahaj. Maybe a bit different, I believe, here for Resonate. In particular, I noticed the Reyna as maybe a little odd here.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I mean, I see Reyna a lot on Icebox, but I don't know in competition, like you were saying. I think we see a lot of Phoenix on here, if I'm correct. I mean, the flame
Yeah.
walls are so good. Either way, we are jumping in here. We're going to see how these comps work out in their favor. I'm loving the double sentinel, though, on the side of Blahaj. We've got, you know, actually, I don't know, this composition is pretty crazy, Vincent. I mean,
Yeah,
we
that's
see
what
the
I'm doing.
Sky, Sage, and the Killjoy on the side of Blahaj. This is going to be intense. I don't know how Resonate are going to be able to handle this, but I mean, the Leer could be huge, and I mean, just some of the utility coming out of Zabota could be huge as well. I know that is a high potential fragger there, so I'm really excited to see them jump in. We are here in the pistol round now. Kingston watching over the speed side as they send in the Pathfinder. I don't even know what's going to go on from here.
Well, a little bit of control, Choice. That's what's happening. There goes the blinding light. It does blind one, the
Woo.
paranoia as well. But Kingston, that near sight, not good enough. He gets that frag and leak as well. Dip fights one in return, but Conti chimes in for more as the sight is gained, but at what cost? Conti continuing to find frags long range there with the frenzy, able to pick it up, and Zabota closes down the round. What a great opener there for Resonate.
Beautiful opener. I mean, I'm loving the force on the Sheriff in round one. It's so fun to watch. I mean, we never really got to see that before, especially during Frenzy meta. It was all Frenzy's classics, and that's really about it. So it's really fun to kind of see the just the kind of change in some of the compositions of guns in the hands of these players. But now we're seeing a pretty good force here, obviously, from the side of Resonate. Conti is going to have that Bulldog, not going to be able to buy up all the way for a full rifle, or I like to say full rifle, but the Phantom Vandal, etc.
Yeah.
This could be a devastating round for Blahaj if they're not able to take anyone out, but it's still round two.
Yeah, it is, and that's a nice little find by Zill. I think that was maybe a bit of a forward position, but we'll see how Conti can deal with it. Unfortunately, dropping down, nearly devastating. 5 bullets in the chamber, enough for one, and there's the frenzy, getting more, tries for the reload, but dashes out, and Leek's there for help. So 3 players taken out by Conti, and Leek gets in on the action.
Poor Jailmock all the way here on the A side by themselves. Has a paranoia in hand, but hoping to maybe get at least one frag in their favor, but we'll just have to see here. Man, what a crazy start for Resonate so far. They're looking nice and crispy, looking really clean, especially at the start here of this round. But, I mean, Icebox is so fun to watch because you see some pretty weird compositions, you see some pretty weird pushes. I mean, Jailmock all the way pushed up on A side during that whole exchange. I don't know what the thought process there, but I don't know.
I mean, just trying to get some control, some information. By the way, I want to maybe going back in time a little bit to Zabota's buy of the Sheriff there on pistol. I think that it's really interesting. I typically don't love when players do that just regularly, but with Zabota playing the Reyna in particular, I think that's so strong. Having the potential to have the overheal with that is actually really brilliant. So, nonetheless, back to the round at hand. Aggression coming through here onto A. Conti has the blades, but it's not enough. Trakes and Holy both find frags, but the paranoia, it connects. That being said, Dip and Trakes, they continue to find frags, leaving Kingston alone.
Definitely. Dip is going to be able to take down Kingston. That's that last one. Jumping down, losing a little health as well. But, I mean, a solid hold and a pretty much, pretty much exactly what we were thinking. You know, they had the full buy, they had the rifles in hand. They were able to, you know, shut down the bonus round for Resonate. So, solid start so far for both of these teams. I mean, Blahaj now has like a really good opportunity to be able to continue their momentum here. But now that there's rifles in the hands of Resonate, it's gonna be a little different. Bulldog in the hands of Kingston, though.
See how that goes. Those blinding lights are just so good. Well connected. Sabota takes a tag for the trouble of just peeking around the edge. And so much utility going back and forth here at A. There's another one of those blinds coming through. And the push is forthcoming.
Yeah, and here we go. I mean, they're not onto the site yet. It seems like this is a really solid hold for Resonate so far. There's still 4 members left alive on, on the side. Make that 5 players left on the side of Blahaj. They're able to come back with that revive, but 2 members go down really quickly to the members of Resonate. So here we go. They're going to have to make a move here really soon, Vincent, because they're just kind of getting whittled down. HP by HP. Kingston kind of getting a little aggressive here. Is going to be taken down by Zill. A nice aggressive positioning for them as well. Still has 2 updrafts available, and the heal is going to come out from Drake. So this is going to be huge for them. You see the slow rotation from the side of Resonate, trying to get behind the flank possibly, but Conti is going to redirect themselves back towards the site, and it looks like, I mean, if I'm looking at the health here, Vincent, it's looking like this is going to be another round going on over to Blahaj.
Sure seems that way. Though it's all about the timing. That's really the key. Okay, it's an interesting position. Oh no, Conti, that's brutal. They spot both of those players out at exactly the same time and take them out with ease. You know, and to be honest with you, Choice, that's kind of what I was worried about with the composition that we see coming through from Resonate. If you look at that, the utility, they have so much less utility available than their opponents do. I mean, the Sky is so utility heavy, and then on top of that, you have the additional utility brought forth by the Killjoy. That's where Zabota playing this Reyna, it isn't just about Reyna as a character. It's about what utility do you bring to the table. And at the moment, if those long, drawn-out, back-and-forth utility draw rounds at A happen, then they're going to be stuck in that position where they've got nothing left.
Yeah, really, really difficult position for them at the moment when they're just being, I don't want to say outclassed, but just out util, just like you were talking about. I mean, the guiding light's so good, especially when they're sending it over the wall there on A, able to get a little bit of information, know that there's either somebody there, they're not. I mean, it's kind of like the Sova dart, not, I would say it's not as strong, but I mean, the flash itself gives it that edge over the dart. So they are going to send in the guiding light onto the site. Not going to spot anyone out this time, but they do have the site in their control now. Zabota trying to get something done up on the rafters here around these smokes. There is going to be a wall going up from Dip. That's going to be huge to deny any sort of pushes from that monitors area. And Jalmok, there it is, taking down Zabota kind of through the smoke there. And Zill, with this ridiculous and aggressive positioning, is actually going to be able to stay alive, even though the recon dart comes out, sends in the one-way. Kingston and Leak, it's all up to them. The Sova does have the Hunter's Fury, probably not going to be using it in this situation. Probably wouldn't be the best situation, especially with him going down on over to Jalmok. But it is Kingston kind of looking up at that rope area. Maybe going to get an exit frag here onto Zill. Tries to get the shots out. They're not going to connect this time. Zill is going to take care of Kingston. That's going to be another round in the favor of Blahaj. That makes it 3-2, Vincent. It's looking pretty nice for them so far.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I mean, this is a great position. Now, granted, that was an eco round. The half buy was there for Resonate. So let's hold our just for a moment. You know, not be too harsh on them, but you're right. It's been looking very strong there for Blahaj the last couple of rounds in particular. And despite the fact that I've really liked what Blahaj has been doing tactically, it's just not really worked out in their favor. They've gotten aggressive over at A. They tried that, 3-4 person push with the bonus round. It just nothing really worked.
I've got your trail.
Yeah, I'm liking what they're doing right now. And now they're actually going to send in the ultimate from Sky. That's going to be huge. Going to spot out, kind of push some players off the site. But Conti is going to get that started up. But holy, oh my goodness, the Hunter's Fury is going to come in. Is going to actually get some damage out. Not going to do much more after that. But Dip is going to be the last one alive and taken down by Conti. A beautiful hold. I feel like they kind of really read into that one, Vincent. And they kind of stacked on that A side, and they were able to take them down one by one really quickly.
You're absolutely right about that. And here's the other part that I don't know that Blahaj was really thinking about. They've been hitting that A site a whole lot. It's kind of been the go-to strategy with the exception of that one eco round. And so for that reason, I think that the Resonate just kind of were like, you know what? If they go B, they go B. We're just gonna do our best and hold A because that's what we've been struggling with. And hey, props to them. It worked out beautifully. That's the sort of adjustments that you do like to see.
Yeah, I really like the setup from them here, too. They are going to send 2 players on over to the B site. They kind of read into this one. They're going to actually kind of spread out their defense a little bit more this time. There are going to be some shots taken from all around the map so far, up mid, down B. I mean, even the Killjoy is still on over at A to C. And it looks like Jamok is kind of setting themselves up for a possible A push as well. But currently, I don't know yet. They're probably trying to just send their feelers out, see where the first blood is going to happen, and then react in that situation. But Conti, kind of a menace in the server so far. Been getting those frags, those early frags, able to take down players. And here it is. They are going to go on over to the spike, leaving Sky, B long. And yeah, it is going to be a possible another A push.
Yeah, this time, I mean, in fairness, you really haven't baited any rotations. There is one. Trakes gets something, but Dip, the opening on over towards A. That's exactly what you want to see. Zabota going to be popping the Empress just in case as the lockdown comes in. One initial attempt at that pick, but it's quickly dispatched. This attack with Killjoy is going to be a very frustrating thing to contend with, as that is one player detained. Zabota unfortunately does get into that dark cover, so maybe not an issue. And okay says it's okay, I've got the frag, but then gets traded. Kingston and Zabota come back for more though, and now there's one player left alive in Trace, who's put it down to the 1v1, but no time left on the clock. It's all about survival, and Kingston survives just long enough before getting taken out in Trake's 3K.
Ooh, that was a crazy hold from Resonate. They did a fantastic job reading into that, getting into the right place at the right time. There was a lot of utility being used, and I feel like Zabota baiting out the lockdown was huge for them. I feel like it kind of put Blahaj onto high alert, trying to look for him. You saw that they were kind of pushing a little bit harder than they probably would have if that didn't happen. The detainment didn't happen, but I mean, that was a beautiful bait, and they were able to use it to their favor, and they just came in and got the frags that they needed.
Yeah, and taking that extra time really stopped the push where it would have been maybe a little bit more aggressive, right? That too is part of it. So unfortunately, though, the amount of kills that went the way of the attackers in the prior round have left Conti onto this Blade Storm. Granted, could have connected, not quite though. So only Sheriff left in hand. The Blade Storm gone.
Blade Storm is gone. Look at this 4-player setup. Kingston and Conti working together in tandem to get those headshots. Still trying to do the same exact thing, but it's not going to work this time. Jalmog is, going to get a beautiful headshot onto Conti. Is going to be taken down by Kingston. And there was one player left over, and it was Holy, but not this time. They're going to be able to be taken down, and Conti does get a free Vandal from that resurrection. That was huge. Huge team play.
I mean, yeah, that is the classic res for the eco, and I think that's fair enough. The eco's not great, but honestly, I could have been okay with Kingston holding on to that for a little bit longer, particularly because walking into this round, you've got really nothing other than that resurrection available to you, and there is 3 ultimates on the other side. You've got the resurrection here for the Blahaj side of things, as well as the blade storm and the from the shadows. So a lot of tools to work with on the attacker side, as we are in a bit of a tactical timeout here. That is coming from the Blahaj side of things, as unsurprisingly they lose those last 2 rounds in a row.
Yeah, so setting up, you know, whatever is happening, it's either like just kind of a reset for their mentals, possibly getting a drink of water, going to using the restroom. We don't know, but it is a tactical pause, so it seems like they're really trying to figure out some of their play style. It seems like Sage actually isn't moving on the side of Blahaj, so possibly uh, something happening in their ranks, but I don't know.
True.
I don't know. But I mean, this is the 50th Valorant Sunday Showdown, and we're stoked to be here. I'm stoked you're here with me, Vincent, to be honest. I'm stoked that we get to cast together. I mean, I'm feeling it. We didn't do our weekly last week. I mean, skipping a week feels weird. Definitely feels weird, but I'm glad we're here in the 50th Valorant Sunday Showdown.
Hey, I mean, Easter weekend, all that kind of stuff. The planning, I think it worked out beautifully, and awesome, and awesome that we get to come back now. The anticipation, truly incredible. So, true, nothing last week, but I think that makes it all the more better this week, as we get straight into the round. Aggression here from Conti, and in fact the re-aggression, just ignoring that turret, shooting him in the back. Is Conti gets a 1-for-1, where realistically I don't think you should have gotten anything, Joyce.
I don't know what happened. It seemed like Blahaj just kind of like left him to his own devices. You know, they like turned around, they took some shots, they turned back around, but they didn't go for either the re-aggression or watching the angle. So Conti was able to just like run in there and get that free frag basically. Leak does get a little bit of information after that little cheeky hiding spot from the Killjoy, kind of behind her turret. That's a really fun spot. Able to watch that really closely. Kingston getting pretty aggressive on this peak down mid, but Leak is right there to be able to get the trade. Zabota, and another dirty angle, gets a double kill nice and quickly. Does not get the 3K, but Holy is going to be able to get that headshot. It is now a 1v2 situation. Still in the favor of Resonate, but Leak is going to be sending in this recon dart. This is going to be huge if he's going to be able to spot them out, but they know exactly what's going on. Sends in the shock dart. Holy's going to have the win! And there it is, a beautiful double kill for Holy to be able to finish it off and clutch that with 4 HP.
All right. I'm gonna get crucified for this choice, but just hop on board. We're here.
Okay.
I actually think that is a huge couple of mistakes coming through from Resonate. The first started with Zabota. Why are you repeaking that? You got 2 kills. There's no need to repeat that third one. Buy time for your teammates to rotate in. Take the fight when it's 2v1 instead of a 1v1. Come on, it's just basic stuff. And unfortunately, Zabota getting a little bit ahead of themselves. That was the first thing, and then you just line up. That's a little bit, more reasonable, but just unfortunate.
Very unfortunate indeed. I do agree with the double peak there, but Conti and Leak working in tandem again to be able to take down some people. Look at this beautiful play so far from Resonate. I mean, they felt that last round. It was not a good one. Dip, though, I mean, bringing it back to him with a nice double kill so far is going to be wallbanged by OK24. Beautiful round for Resonate to kind of come back after a pretty unfortunate round, but I mean, beautiful stuff from Resonate.
Okay, I see you. Well done. Nice little tap through the box there at the end too, just to add insult to injury. And yeah, you're right. A great adjustment from Resonate. I think they probably recognize that they made a couple of mistakes there. I mean, they lost the round. That's usually a good indicator in all fairness.
Yeah.
But yeah, a great job. And now they've secured that 6th round. Now they can fight for the victory here in the first half, as we are seeing a fairly standard setup with maybe a bit heavy presence here towards A. But in fairness, there's 5 attackers headed that direction, isn't there?
You should run.
And they're using this Killjoy ultimate really quickly. That's going to be a drop there. Is Conti going to bait it out? Is going to go in really aggressively, taken down by Holy. The beautiful headshot. They're getting the swarm grenade in as well. Zaboda does win out on that one, though. Is going to be taking so much HP taken off from Zaboda. Dip is going to be able to use that ghost to take it down all the way. But there is someone on the backside. Holy is going to be resurrected by Dip. This is huge for them so far. Kingston, by themselves for the most part, is going to be pushing in. But okay, that beautiful flank is going to be working in favor of Resonate. These angles are so deadly. They're so deadly from Resonate. This is huge. It is a 1v2. It's all up to Jelmok. He's going to be able to handle these two last players. The positioning is looking so good so far. This is huge. I mean, they're working together in tandem. Leak, okay. Beautiful headshot from Jalmok. He is going to be... I mean, he's getting close here. Jalmok going up the rope is going to have this...
Oh, no.
Oh, no. This is huge from Jalmok to be able to clutch that round out 1v2. Huge stuff from Blahaj. I'm loving this, Vincent.
2 huge clutch rounds as well there. Oh my goodness, absolutely brutal there for Resonate, but Blahaj, they just bring it over the edge, just that extra little bit. And on top of that, what a great play from Geomok. Number one, you find the frags. That's certainly impressive. But if you didn't notice, actually used from the shadows to bait as if they were going to be playing the long distance and get behind and play that farther angle. So again, just planting seeds of doubt in the minds of the defenders as they're attempting to hold back that retake.
Beautiful mind games being played by these players, and it's pretty even so far. We see 6 and 5 right now. Jelmok once again kind of playing this A angle, kind of sticking close on over here. Does have the spike in hand, and the 3 members are coming out. The guiding light is going to come out towards mid. Not going to catch anything out this time. Zill watching this angle pretty closely. And once again, Killjoy kind of watching the A angle, getting... I wouldn't say aggressive, but now starting to peek, kind of see their spots. Zaboda in another really good spot. Could get dangerous. A wallbang pretty bad here if he's spotted out by one of the members, but Holy getting nice and pushed out. The smoke, the dark cover is beautiful from Jalmok to be able to give Holy kind of a free angle here. Once that disappears, it could be beautiful for them. They're going to have to move in a pretty quick fashion here, Vincent. They have 30 seconds left.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of time left. That Blade Storm already popped as well. Now Zaboda the first to take the fight, and there it goes. Gets the dismiss. Conti with the Blade Storm with 1, but the follow-up is better. Zill, a double frag, leaves it into a 2-on-2 as Kingston inching his way up. Maybe trying to deny this Blade Storm. Does just that. Looks for more, but not there. Trakes with the 1v2. Easily taken. Once again, Choice. 3 rounds, 3 clutches, and that is how you tie things up if you're Blahaj.
Oh, beautiful stuff from Blahaj. They've got to be feeling themselves right now. I'm loving the work that they're doing in the server. Just they feel kind of crispy on some of their pushes, on some of their, their tactics. We did see that they were pushing A quite a bit, but they were holding off for quite a while. They had like the 3 to 4 member push on B long, and then they had 1 or 2 kind of hanging out towards A, and it sometimes worked in their favor. They're able to get a lot of information, kind of play it a little slow. They didn't get picks when they wanted to because Resonate were playing it really smart themselves, but man, beautiful, beautiful half. 6-6. What can get better than that? I mean, this is a nicely tied up, wrapped up bow. It's nice and pretty right now. I just gotta say that.
Well, honestly, not that pretty here for Resonate, as they have kind of thrown away a couple of rounds in this one. As the push comes in, Zaboda and Leak both get openers. Jamok is there for 1, but it's just a 1. That being said, he does have the spike in control, and Holy comes in for the health. Conti falls. Spike has been recovered, but at a very large cost. Does get a heal over on to Holy in order to keep everyone healthy. Once again, there is the push. Re-aggression in. Leak, though, initial pick, but Trakes has continued to find trades, and Jamlock now on the flank. What a massive position, dark cover, in order to deny some information, but makes it 2 1v1s. This is so good from Zaboda. Has that Sheriff, as we talked about, using that overheal to great effect. Trake's trying to bait something out, but ultimately a bit of a mistake. Is there we go. Zaboda closes out the round. A clutch play to be sure, and a much needed one here for the Resonate side of things.
I mean, you were just talking about it. You know, it seemed kind of not so pretty for Resonate in that first half. I especially at those last couple of rounds, Blahaj just looked so clutch, so clean in some of their executes. And that time it seemed like it was really good. Zaboda was keeping calm under pressure and able to get those headshots, able to get those kills. Once again, forcing with the Sheriff. Pretty ballsy move, but Zaboda, it's working for him.
Certainly is. There goes the aggression here with the forced bought weapons, and, well, not a whole lot gained. I say that, there's 2 kills. That's actually quite a bit. And Dip comes back for more. That's so big. Nearly finds another one. Dip has 3, but not enough. Conti on the flank, but Dip with the classic. Oh my goodness, what an incredible play with just the basic pistol. You don't even have to buy that one choice.
Man, Dip just showing off and showing up. I mean, Conti did do some work, got some really good ground there, but Dip just getting in the faces of the enemy, using the right click, using the classic to its fullest potential. Beautiful stuff from Dip. Hopefully we could see some more from them, especially now that we're seeing full rifles basically across the board right now. Vincent, this is going to be an intense round for sure. We've got 2 members up top. Dip once again getting the headshot onto Conti, looking beautiful and getting out of there scot-free with the Sage Wall. Man, this is fun stuff.
There's a reason Dip is tied for the top frag of the server. Absolutely playing very, very well, and I mean making honestly the lives of the entirety of Resonate very miserable. And especially on an eco there, that's just so frustrating. Still had a little bit of a cheeky angle, but unfortunately unable to connect the kill. Gets tagged down pretty heavily for the trouble, as this V hit is not only in, it's here. Some utility trying to deny the plant, but that should eventually go down, and there it is. Kingston gonna get that plant down. Now it's all about the defense of this spike.
I see what they were doing with the Killjoy Molly up in that corner, trying to clear it out, making sure nobody's in that little cheeky corner. That's pretty much good for 1, basically. But this time, Zaboda coming out with the Empress is going to be taken down by Holy. This is huge. The trades going in 1 for 1. Green and red across the board right now. It's just up to OK. Gets 1 frag. It might actually get another one onto Trakes. No, Trakes is still alive so far. And Trakes finishes it off onto OK with a beautiful headshot, while Zill was in the background with a nice cheeky defuse. Beautiful stuff from Blahaj to put another point up on the board. It seems oh, excuse, yeah, sorry, my brain didn't see it at first, but this is kind of what happened in the first round. Vincent, you saw the first 2 rounds go on over to Resonate, and then Blahaj, once they get some rifles in hand, they're starting to look a little clean.
You're certainly right about that. I mean, I'm kind of not fully sold on Blahaj here, honestly. Yeah. Their attacker side was very one-dimensional. Just those clutch plays, you can't do anything about them, you know, or well, you could not lose them, but obviously that's not what happened. So with those clutch plays, I think they really got away with one. But oh, Holy, oh no, Holy not able to connect, and the Guardian is good onto Kingston. This is Blahaj looking better and better now as Dip continues to find openings. Okay.
That looked like it was gonna go over to the Bulldog.
Should have.
I feel like the aiming down sights did not help them out. Chalmok with the long range shotty. I don't know what happened with that. The resurrection comes out as well, and the Hunter's Fury is going to tag up Conti a little bit. I love that hallway area. Oh, this is tough for Conti. Just getting outclassed with all this utility, just being taken down. A really unfortunate so far lead coming in. I mean, with the sheriffs and everything, this is a tough round for Resonate so far, but they'll come back in the next round with those rifles and a much better buy.
Yeah, and there's a great example of where I was worried, right? For Resonate. You said it yourself. They just got out utiled there. There was just far too much retake utility available. I mean, yes, there was a heavy investment. To be fair,
Yeah.
we did see a res come in. We saw the seekers being utilized. We also saw on the other side of things, the Blade Storm and the Hunter's Fury. So like, there was a lot of stuff going on, but overall, there was just far more utility available from the defense, and that's kind of where the just general setup of these agents is just a little bit better in certain cases.
Definitely taking every edge they can, especially with that, with that utility pushing in. Zabota taking out the Pathfinder. Some more utility being pushed out, and that one actually caught something. Giamak is going to light it up here at the first. Zildo actually gets out-aimed in that duel. Kingston takes him down up on top of the monitors, and this is going to be a nice start so far for Resonate. It is a 4v4 situation, but some of the members, oh my goodness, not when Dip and Trakes are here. They're going off right now, able to take down 2 members. Okay, does get Trakes themselves. It is a 2v3 situation in the favor of Blahaj, but Zabota absolutely popping off, makes it a 1v1 in a 1v3 situation. Does spot out Holy. Holy knows where they're at as well. Is going to trade out the gun. Is going to be cut out with the Leer in hand. And Holy finishes it off. What an insane round. Zabota looked so good with those headshots, but was unable to finish it off onto Holy. Wow. Wow.
I'm gonna pull a term from Counter-Strike here, Choice.
Okay.
That is what we call a no-nade zone. Meaning you better put them abilities away. If there's a cast time, you better take it back. That is very unfortunate. I mean, again, hindsight 2020 in fairness, but of course, just that timing is so bad. That's why it's just a no nade zone, or in this case, a no Leer zone, because you can't be asking for that timing. Man, so very unfortunate. But Zabota having a heater of a game. Well done in general, having a nice one. I mean, we expect great things from Zabota in general, but every time I see it, I still am impressed.
Oh, absolutely. Looking so crispy, so clean. Gelmak isn't able to land those shots just yet. It's going to send in the dark cover to cover their escape here from Yellow back onto the site. Is going to have some interesting
you will not kill my
the resurrection coming out onto Conti is huge for Resonate. That's going to make it a 4v4 when it was a 3v4 situation. Conti does have the knives in hand, could actually pop those. Ooh. Oh, excuse me. No, that is false. That is the knives on the side of Blahaj. I apologize, but I don't know what they're going to be able to do from here, Vincent. They're kind of at a standstill. This is a save round for Resonate, and man, this is tough.
The commitment of the res there on an eco is such a hard call, Choice. I just don't know if it's the right one. I think honestly it just depends on what the outcome is. I mean, that's kind of cheating, but if you use the res and you don't get anything out of it, it kind of feels like you just gifted extra money over to your opponents. But we'll see how things go from the shadows being utilized as well. The Holy with a turnaround, the 360, the shot, and the follow-up. And once again, that's just the unfortunate reality that with that outcome, do you regret using that resurrection and the from the shadows in an eco round?
Possibly. I mean, I feel like
it's so hard.
Yeah. If they executed it a little bit faster, it probably could have worked in their favor, but Trakes kind of got a little leery and was on that kind of backwards flank, kind of clearing out the backside, was able to take down from the shadows, take down that player, and that was really unfortunate for them because I feel like they were trying to set something up, but it probably wasn't executed as fast as they wanted it, and that was ultimately their downfall because Blahaj was able to be there at the right place at the right time and just deny anything that they were trying to push at him.
Yeah, something to be said about picking up the pace there and maybe it being a bit different, but we'll have to see what the plan is for this one. As the attackers, they've got that utility, all of the rifles and everything else, including a bit of a lockdown, at least not for the attackers. That is on the defense, is gonna have to vacate the site. Spike's already been planted, and this just forces everyone into such a tough position. Oh, and Trakes as well. Wait, how they got a player detained? I'm not sure what happened there, but Conti comes big with one, but Holy comes up even bigger. A triple kill last round, and here's 3 already. Looking for more. Doesn't get it with that, but it is the defuse that was coming in the entire time. And so it really doesn't even matter who gets the frags, because that defuse, that wins the round.
Oh my, Holy has been such a thorn in the side of Resonate, constantly putting down those lockdowns and in the right place, the right time. There's nothing that Resonate can do about it. There was no Hunter's Fury to counter it. I mean, we saw what, 2 detainments from the lockdown from Holy. I mean, in the first half. This is insane stuff. Holy was able to push them off the site after they had planted, and I feel like that just gave them all the time in the world to be able to diffuse for free, basically.
Well, and it's all about the timing of placing that lockdown in the right spot. Like, you know, if it's just a little bit off, then it's maybe a little bit different, but perfectly timed, and that makes things very difficult indeed. This round already coming through for Resonate is 2 frags going the way of Blahaj to just the one of Resonate, as we see Kingston looking to get a 4th position through this dark cover potentially, but is the only player here at B. I mean, this is very split. I mean, basically, one player committed mid, one player committed A, one player committed B. It almost looks like they're a defense set up here, as finally some rotations come as Leak looks to just meet back up with Zaboda here at A.
I like the 3-prong attack, especially with how slow the pace is in this round so far. Could be in their favor. Kingston's going to have to do something big to draw the fire over here, or draw, there it is, going to send in the slow field and send 2 of them, especially around here in the normal area. But Jalmok actually could be there. But look at this. The bait is perfect. And now that's 2 members left alive. But the recon dart does come out, and they probably know that there's more members over here. Jalmok is going to use from the shadows to get all the way back to A for free, basically. Holy is in another nice positioning. But Kingston, once again, in a good position. Zaboda themselves in a fantastic position. These headshots are so deadly coming out of Zaboda, but Trakes is going to be able to nullify those headshots for now. It is a 1v2 situation. The spike is down. There is a Hunter's Fury available. They're going to have to take down that Hunter themselves. Leak is going to push in with the Hunter's Fury. Trakes is going to take down Kingston. This is huge, sending it into a 1v1 situation. The recon dart is going to spot out Trakes. This is huge. Leak just has to play their time, and there it is. Comes out at the right time, takes down Trakes, and that's going to bring it 9-11. Still in the favor of Blahaj, but another good round from Resonate.
Yeah, and you know, a player disadvantage as well to bring that back, perfectly utilized, and you'll love to see it, especially if you're a Resonate fan. I think that was well placed. I was a little bit skeptical of that 3-pronged approach that you were saying you love so much, but I think I was sold on it. I liked what they did there at the end. It made a lot of sense, and it was very effective at getting those rotations out, and did exactly the plan. You know, it worked perfectly, basically, and so that's exactly what you want to see. Aggression. Oh my goodness, Zaboda, you're incredible. Oh my gosh, that's the fastest flick in the West. What is this man doing? Absolutely putting them in graves.
That's absolutely insane. Trakes is going to be able to take down Kingston, is going to be shot through the box. This is insane stuff coming out from Zaboda. All right, yes, Zaboda.
Oh,
a 3K, all headshots, quick flicks, looking clean and crispy on these shots, on these plays. Vincent, what the heck was that?
Well, and remember, Zaboda was actually the equalizer in the prior round as well, if you recall correctly. And yeah, oh my gosh, that was just gorgeous. Ridiculous. I mean, what are you supposed like? What are you supposed to do if you're against that? Like you got to be faster. But he's so fast. Like, but
inaccurate.
Inaccurate, yeah. But by the way, Zamoda was the hero of that prior round as well. If you recall, had the 3v4, it turned into a 2v2 because Zamoda got a 2-for-1.
Oh, beautiful plays coming out from Zabota. Just absolute raw aiming talent coming out from this player. Looking really crispy. But this time it's going to be another one of those weird kind of split prong attacks from Resonate. Trying to, I don't know if they're trying to bait out or just wait to make them get a little bit of ants in their
Oh.
pants, maybe. Oh my
Tim,
gosh.
Tim's disgusting with that. I mean, yes, they got the res, but I don't care. It's not the point. Oh my goodness, that was nasty. Geomok as well on the other side of the map, and Dip comes back for more. Does get traded by OK, but there's 2 players left alive. And they are against 4. The Bladestorm again being popped by Zill. Holy, just entirely dispatched by Leak, but still a 1-player advantage. And these blades are so big. There they are. They get the frag, and the paranoia is good for the Bladestorm to pick up yet another, as that's going to be the 12th round match point here to come up. And the first one of those is for Blahaj.
Whoo. I mean, it still is so close. Resonate has a big chance to be able to come back, but I will say their econ is not that good at all. They're able to buy everyone full shields, basically everyone rifles. The Bulldog is like kind of a half rifle, I guess.
That's a rifle. Hey,
Yeah.
don't be sleeping on the Bulldog like that. Come on.
I'm sorry. I apologize to all you Bulldog fans.
Yeah, come on. I mean, no, I mean it isn't as ideal, certainly, but it is certainly effective at most distances.
Ooh. This is a tough round for Resonate. They're going to have to do something big here.
Must
Play
win.
it slow. But they're actually getting seemingly a little aggressive. Ooh, Trakes is going to catch someone out with the guiding light. Conti pushing in pretty aggressively. OK is about to get pushed up on by tons of members. Takes one out. A good trade for Zill. A nice heal coming out a little bit. Xiaomok slowly pushing in through mid, and this repositioning from the attacker side is pretty huge. The Empress is popped for Zabota. This could be everything for them right now. Trakes is in a very interesting position, but once again, Holy, with this lockdown, could be everything, Vincent.
Oh, you can't give Zabota angles like that. Stop giving him fights, Zabota. He's got 2. He's detained. There's again. 2 players detained, but there's 1 left. They could still win this. Zill looking to be on the site. You got to kill the player detained. The player right in front of you. Zabota gets away with murder. He's got 3 on the round. Absolutely ludicrous. What was that choice?
I don't know. Zabota has got to be hyped. I don't even know. I feel like Zabota right now is like just as speechless as I am currently.
They forgot about him. They just forgot.
Yeah. He was in the perfect position. Blind spot, maybe? I don't know. I mean,
he wasn't looking that direction, sure, but you have to be aware that Zabota just got 2 kills. He killed 2 of your teammates from that direction.
Oh. Really unfortunate situation. Zabota again with the headshot. Xiaomok getting a little bit of damage out onto Conti. This is huge for them. They're going to have to do something big here. They can't allow them to get to the next portion. They can't allow them another round. This is huge for Blahaj. They've got to win it here and now. They are going to send in the ultimate from Sky. They're pulling a lot of attention away. This is a 2v2 situation. Kingston is actually in the perfect position to not be hit by it, but is finally going to reach him. This is going to be interesting. Oh, the resurrection comes out onto Holy. This is huge. And Xiaomok takes down Kingston. This could be everything. It's all up to Leak. Can Leak do it? He is going to take down that wall section to be able to see, but this is a 2 for Peak from Blahaj for the win. Dip is going to help them out to get that winning point, but my goodness, Blahaj went crazy.
Oh my goodness. And I mean, listen, I talked about at the very beginning, Choice, how I wasn't super sold on the composition. And I think that the composition, not solely, but partially won this game. I really think that it did. When it came straight down to it, there was just a little bit more utility all the time to come through from the resonating side of things, and I it felt like there was I don't know. It just felt as if there wasn't quite enough there um, with that Reyna. And I said resonate. Of course, I mean Blahaj. My apologies, but there just wasn't quite enough. And those rounds, like that last one, where we just saw the amount of utility be overwhelming. There was 3 or 4 rounds like that, and you take those rounds away, this is a much different game.
Yeah, absolutely. Sending in tons of utility is Dip. I mean, we saw some crazy multi kills from Dip as well, going absolute ham, 24, 18, and 9 with that 270 combat score. I do have to kind of give some accolades to Zabota going absolutely ham themselves. But I
Mm,
mean, other than that, beautiful play from Dip and Trace. And Holy. I mean, Holy was there with the
mm.
utility, like you were talking about. Those three heavily utility based agents up at the top there. Dip, Trace, Holy. Fantastic play from Blahaj, and I'm pretty stoked for them. I love that they're putting some of these weird agent picks into their composition and utilizing them like very well, especially on Icebox. That was good stuff from Blahaj.
Yeah, and I mean, just talking about remember that first opening half from Blahaj was a little bit dicey. I mean, they got really bailed out by those clutch rounds. They turned what was a pretty poor first half into a very close one, and then it was just those couple 3 rounds maybe on the defense that just put them over the edge, despite the fact that Zabota was going ham. Again, you look at it like that. It really is 1, 2 things the difference between these two teams, and obviously Zabota just put on a show for us. Absolutely incredible. I always going to enjoy watching Zabota do things like that. It's so entertaining, ain't it?
Oh my gosh, yes it is. I mean, the score kind of tells you the story there, 13 to 11. So good stuff from Resonate. They are going to be taken out here in the top 32, and Blahaj is going to move on to the next round, the top 16. We are actually going to be heading on to a quick little break. When we come back, we'll have another team and another crazy match waiting for you on the other side. So don't go anywhere.